my computer and I turn it on. I'm supposed to be doing homework, but I automatically log on to Facebook. Why is it so addicting, and why are we all so drawn in? Could it be all the applications and games, the pictures we get to share, the status updates, or maybe even the people we get to interact with every day? Whether it is a distant relative, an old friend, a new friend, the neighbor, or a loved one deployed overseas, we don't want to lose contact with them. In today's world, all we have to do is turn on the computer, log on to Facebook, and voila, our friends and loved ones are right there. Facebook is not the demon many make it out to be. As quoted by Mark Zuckerberg, founder and chief executive officer for Facebook, in Facebook's United States Security and Exchange Commission legislation statement, Facebook was not originally founded to be a company. We've always cared primarily about our special mission, which is to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. The services we're building and the people who use them. Facebook does care about their users. They make sure our privacy is secure. They protect us from employees who want to invade our privacy and start campaigns to stop cyberbullying. Many people argue that there are a lot of security leaks in Facebook's privacy policy. According to an article written by Julia England and Jeremy Singer-Vine in the Wall Street Journal, they researched 100 Facebook apps and found that most of the apps were for personal information from users and their friends. Back in December 2009, Facebook didn't have a problem with their privacy being secure, so the Federal Trade Commission, also known as the FTC, ordered Facebook to honor the privacy needs of their users and are auditing Facebook's privacy settings every 2 years for the next 20 years. The FTC professional that Facebook did not break the law on purpose. Zuckerberg posted that the company had made a bunch of mistakes but had already fixed most of the problems that they were fighting for by the FTC. Millions of people put their trust in Facebook every day by just logging in. Facebook wants to make sure its user privacy is as secure as possible. Many employers believe it is their right to ask job applicants to give us their Facebook usernames and passwords. According to the article in Reuters called Facebook Lawmakers Warn Employers, in the case of the Maryland Department of Corrections, job applicants were asked to browse through their own Facebook accounts with an interview with presidents. This is almost like they are asking for our personal U.S. mail or the keys to our house. Employers have too much access to our personal lives. People have literally lost their jobs or have been kicked out of the military because what they posted or what someone else posted about them on Facebook. Julia Barnes from the Wall Street Journal wrote about Marine Sergeant Gary Stein, who created a Facebook page called Armed Forces Tea Party Patriots. He had created this page with other military personnel to go and blow off some steam for freedom of speech. And so Sergeant Stein was reprimanded for posting something about President Obama. Sergeant Stein was reduced to Lance Corporal and had received an other than honorable discharge because he wouldn't take unlawful orders from his boss and decided to tell about it. Sometimes everyone needs a place to go to let off steam. Military or not, and for most people the place to go is Facebook. We should be allowed at certain places without being penalized. Also stated in this article, Facebook Inc.'s Chief Privacy Officer Eric Egan posted a note warning that the social networking company could initiate legal action against employees that demand Facebook passwords. Everyone should have to follow the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution was made up by our founding fathers, so we, the American citizens, can have certain rights in this country. The Constitution should protect us from employers wanting our usernames and passwords, since the word privacy doesn't appear anywhere in the Constitution. The only thing that we can use that might hold up in the court would be the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech, press, religion, and petition. The Fourth Amendment is the right of search and seizure, and the Fifth Amendment provisions. Bullying has been an issue dating way back. Children, teenagers, and adults face a career by pushing someone smaller and weaker when they are around and even sometimes hurting them. What to do today's electronics are added into the equation, it equals a whole new level of bullying called cyberbullying. This has become a serious problem because teenagers can already be spiteful, but when they can mass text one live person message to 100 people or more with a push of a button, it can become devastating. Unlike regular bullying, cyberbullying is more mental abuse than physical abuse, and sometimes can be much, much worse. Cyberbullying has driven a few teenagers to attempt suicide. Still, the question remains, who should be liable for cyberbullying? A few parents and some courts like to put the blame solely on Facebook in the article. Cyberbullying cases put heat on Google Facebook. 3 of Google's executives were sentenced to 6 months suspended jail time for a video that was posted on their site about an autistic boy that was being bullied. The court felt the website should have reviewed everything posted on it. Since the charge was in Italy, it was soon found that the conviction violated European law and was overturned. Granted, Facebook provides a platform for cyberbullies to prey on its victims, but they are not to blame for cyberbullying. In the article titled, "Judge Blames Facebook for Cruel Bullying," a middle school girl had been bullied for 6 years from one of her peers. The bully would torment the girl by breaking into her home, posting horrible Facebook messages, using text messages, and even trying to run her over with a car. When the case went to court, the mother of the victim and the judge was the sole blame on Facebook. In my opinion, why wasn't the lock company that failed to keep the bully out of the house, the cell phone company that the bully used to text the messages, the brand of phone that was used, and even the car company that made the car that the bully used to try to run the victim over, also blamed? They made it just as easy as Facebook did to bully someone. Facebook actually is against cyberbullying and encourages anyone and everyone to report anything they feel is wrong. Facebook teamed up with Time Warner and started an anti-bullying campaign called Stop Bullying, Speak Up. In 2011, Facebook released a new application that would broadcast the user's pledge to stop bullies. If Facebook wasn't around, kids would find another way to bully. We live in a society today where we would rather point fingers than to take responsibility for our own actions. If Facebook, parents, schools, and law enforcement teamed up together, instead of trying to put the blame somewhere, they would be able to cut cyberbullying way down. According to cyberbullying research, the law for cyberbullying in the state of Nebraska is defined in section 79-2, shall constitute grounds for long-term suspension, expulsion, or mandatory reassignment, subject to the procedural provisions of the Student Discipline Act. If such conduct caused or is reasonably projected to cause a substantial or material disruption of the school environment, or threatens the safety and security of the students or school personnel, regardless of whether such conduct occurs or is initiated on or off school grounds. Nebraska law even covers school vehicles such as the bus, van, etc. used to transport to and from school activities, functions, or sporting events. Not all states support cyberbullying laws. 49 out of 50 states do have bullying laws, but only 20 out of those 49 have cyberbullying laws, and 12 out of those 20 states don't cover off-campus bullying. The finger needs to be pointed to the bully themselves, and the other ones who need to take responsibility for their own actions. It seems like Facebook has always been under the gun for something or another. Facebook is not the demon many make it out to be. They are working on their privacy settings, trying to do their part in stopping employers from invading our privacy, and encouraging all of us to report cyberbullying. We shouldn't forget the phenomenon Facebook has done in bringing the world closer together. Facebook allows mothers to take a break from their hectic lives and connect to the outside world. It lets college students interact with students and professors. Facebook can give people new friends in different countries, and it can make a soldier feel closer to home. Being on Facebook is like taking a trip around the world without leaving the comfort of your home.